in a universe where life does not end at death. We explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Before we get started, I just want to inform you that this series was recorded over Discord. If the quality dips, it's due to connection issues. Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. Welcome to a new Reborn in Power series, featuring a Sin chosen from Squad 119 of the New Age campaign, Sai. Follow along as she is hired by the Turth Trek administration and preps for the festival before the events of a new squad. Enjoy. Last time, you, Sai, had encountered I believe a graffiti artist and a vendor on the street who said that they knew some people back in Pillar Command, back in the central capital of the Westivez, and that they would go there and then come back with some artists, vendors, people to help make the festival nice and festive for you. You also ended up recalling some memories within the memories of Nis, and how she didn't really have a great upbringing as well. In fact, she seemed to be not in line to take on the family business, but her brother is to be taking on the family business. And that isn't what he wants to do, but he's being forced to do it. Not in the best ways. You were always kind of a protector. This was a protector, at least. But during that time, you ended up getting an invitation to a specific place on Vicronix. And that place ended up being the same dome that Sifra went to. These are memories that you recall. But for now, you are back in Turth Trek, prepping for the festivities. As you are inside the chamber inside the town hall, you hear a door knock in the chamber that you are prepping inside. Someone is knocking on the door.
Yes?
You see the door opens up. And as it opens up, you see Frezzo standing there. The Nugonian. He looks inside, it's like, oh, hello, Sai. Have you seen Reggie anywhere?
Have I seen Reggie anywhere? That sounds like a roll.
Go ahead and roll me a I would like you to roll me a perception with intellect instead of will.
So, perception, I got nothing perception. That's 7 plus 10, that's 17.
Okay. Thinking about this, remembering all the times that you've kind of like seen people walking about inside the hall, you remember... Actually, you don't remember the last time you saw him, this Mark, but maybe like a day ago or so?
I haven't seen him yet today. Do I remember what he was working on or where he might be?
You know that he's the mayor's assistant, so...
Yeah, so he could honestly be anywhere.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I haven't seen him this Mark.
Alrighty. Well, I'll keep looking. How's the festivities planning going?
I got the setup for a council for doing a local competition. Competition. Yeah, a little lighthearted competition.
Is it like a physical competition, a mental competition? What kind of competition are we talking about?
A little bit more mental, a bit of a craft competition. This is supposed to be a big arts and culture surrounding. So I wanted to bring in a bunch of artisans. Is this place known for physical and mental competitions? Because we could also include those as well if you
Personally,
have any sort of traditions around it.
Personally, I'm not too sure. I'm not necessarily from here, but you can definitely ask around. I'm pretty sure Ivina is a resident within Tartan Trek, so you could ask her.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm going to leave now. And you see, he just closes.
I write a note about going to check out with Ivina to see if they have. What would the space equivalent of chess be? Like chess competition.
A chess competition.
Space chess.
Space chess.
Future chess. Future chess. It's 5 people, 1 board. Very intense.
Were you going to ask that to Frezzo or to Ivina?
I mean, Frezzo kind of already left, so...
Frezzo did already leave, but you could always just rush out to ask him if you want. He's...
No, I'm a diplomat. I'm not one to rush.
Okay.
I'll see him again later.
Go ahead and roll me a lore check, I would say.
That is Laura's int. That is a 21.
Laura int, and you are a sage, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Being a sage, you know of a few different types of games. If you're looking for, there is different types of versions of chess. There's actually, this would be a good question to ask Frezzo. You do know about a thing of quantum chess, which is very difficult to understand. Even the lore master here doesn't even understand it. He just came up with the word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It's already settled. It's 5 people, 1 board.
There is a game that is easy to understand but hard to master. It's called Krunami. I can send you the spelling of it. Krunami.
No, but it's spelled CREWNAMI now.
What? What are you talking about?
Send me the actual spelling, please. Yeah.
But yeah, Krunami. It's like a it's a game that revolves around specific tiles, and actually, it can be played solo, or it could be played with like up to around 10 different players. Actually,
that's cool. That's really cool.
And it could be a cooperative or a competitive game too. So you can have teams. And I haven't come up with it yet, but I'm just making this up on the spot.
You're gonna have to listen back to this.
Yes,
right. Everything you said.
Right. Yeah, I'll literally come up with it and make it like an official game inside the universe.
You know what? You'll come up with another game in the future, and it's very similar. It's totally a spin-off of this Krunami.
Yeah. But yeah, it revolves around tiles, and you know that it could be a fun game for like a competitive match, or even cooperative, and it could be tournament style too, and have certain people like face off against each other, but also like create alliances in the middle of the game while it's running. So it's like a full on. A
little bit of politics going on.
Yeah.
In-game like in the board
game. In-game.
In-game.
Yeah. But that might be something to think about. That is something that you actually learned about when you ended up going and becoming a little bit of a scholarly sage back in the Archivist little faction, the Alliance Archivists. So if you wanted to go there, you might be able to get some ideas there.
I'm gonna shoot a message to Frezzo being like, you've been here for enough time, do you know if there's a large enough quantum chess community to set up a small tournament for it? And I send off that message.
Okay. You send off that message. Let me see how long. Okay. You send off that message. You don't get an instant response back.
No.
Do you want to go see Ivina right now, or what do you want to do?
Yeah. I want to see Ivina.
All right. You head out the door. The door.
I'll you know what? I'll get her like a small like brunchy meal.
Okay.
So you go that on the way over.
You go over to like the kitchen area, and you go to check out like the fridge, and as you open it, you see like a bunch of different things. You can set up a spread. I'd like you to roll me a. Are you trying to cook something for her? Or
Sure.
Or are you just trying to just whip something up like a sandwich kind of thing?
Yeah, whip something up like a sandwich. Not
like
I
super.
don't eat anymore. It's probably safer.
Between the memories of between the skills of Nis and Sifra, like you have some culinary arts in there. Maybe a little bit.
Maybe, but there's sometimes some areas don't have the exact same ingredients, and you really have to experiment it with a little bit to get it. So I'm just gonna stick with something simple and safer.
All right. So
we've been talking for her, so I've seen what she's eaten. I'm sure it'll turn out fine.
You make a decent sandwich, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't taste it.
You can't taste it.
I might have.
You don't
I
know.
Can't taste it.
You don't know what it tastes like. You just know that it's a sandwich.
Are you gonna make me roll for sandwich?
I mean, I've been thinking about adding a cooking knowledge to the game.
Yeah. I mean,
I just don't know which like attribute, because I feel like there's like multiple attributes that require cooking kind of thing. Like intellect would be agility, because you gotta be quick about it. About like,
I mean, I don't.
For this, I would say
Maybe.
For this, I would say intellect. Roll me a straight intellect. Yeah.
That's only an 11.
Okay. Yeah, you made a sandwich. You know you made a sandwich. It's.
I get some calf, some office calf, so it's maybe not the best. It's not fancy. It's just some calf.
So, as you finish up a sandwich and you go up to take this sandwich up to Ivina, you get up to her chamber. And the chamber door is cracked open a little bit. And inside you hear, "Are you sure you haven't seen him around?" And it sounds like Frezzo's voice. Like, "I'm sure. Yeah, I haven't seen him since yesterday. Perhaps he left the city? Went on an errand for the mayor?" Yes. All right.
And at that, I do a little. My knocking's not as loud as your knocking. Let me just
You do like a little knock.
knock on the door.
You like
I do a little knock.
just a slight knock on the door, and then the door. You hear, and then the door swings open. And as it swings open, you see Frezzo standing there, like, "Oh, sorry. Yes, I informed you about. I'm gonna leave now." And you see he walks around you. And as he walks around you, he kind of places his hand on your back for a moment. I'd like you to roll me a discipline will check real quick.
That is a. We're going off the old discipline will, so that would be a 22, I believe.
22. Okay. You feel a slight... It almost feels like something kind of tickles the back of your neck. It's weird because you haven't felt this feeling before. It feels like a tickling sensation across the back of your neck, even though you have a metallic body and your feeling of touch isn't the same as it once was. But this feels like deep within your psyche, almost kind of tickle. But you don't. Nothing really happens. He just kind of touches your back, and this tickle sensation comes, and then he goes and walks out.
I mentally sighs like I should get my sensors checked out.
Yep. Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe.
I would roll insight, but like I did not know Frezzo was being weird in the past. So no insight. So I was just gonna accept that was a weird moment and move on.
Okay. And you look over towards Ivina, and Ivina just looks at you. He's like, "Having trouble finding Reggie, apparently. What can I do for you?"
Frezzo actually directed me to you. As a local, I was hoping to get a few more insights. I have the running for a whole council to do a art competition.
Oh.
I was wondering if you knew any other games or competitions that are not just, craft, that we could possibly set up a tournament or or event for that.
Any other games or competitions? Here in Turth Trin, I think there might be a little community that watches the arena station occasionally. Though I'm not sure if it would be possible to bring an arena here to, our little city here.
I mean, with the reason why I'm here, I don't know if setting up an arena would go over with the energy we're trying to bring into the city.
Agreed. You want something more fun, isn't as physically demanding.
On the other hand, I know some other cultures might see an arena as a very uplifting and good way to get out aggression. But I have a feeling that's not quite the community that's here.
Perhaps we should take a poll of the community. See what they might want.
If you have any free time to help me set up a poll, that would be excellent.
Of course, I can do that now if you'd like. I was gonna.
I think about the interns they sent out.
It's like, oh, you think about the interns you sent out? Yeah. Forgot about that.
The interns are busy. I've already enlisted help from people. Okay.
What were they doing again? They were you had them
sending out flyers and
basically like marketing
sign
kind
up.
of, yeah, sign up stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, the interns are still doing that. And you see Avina looks at you, is like, so you want to make a poll for people. I will see about making one that involves if we do it in an arena, I don't think we're going to want to sign people up here in Turtrin Trek for it. I think we're going to want actual professional fighters for it.
Yes, very much so.
So we could do that, but also building it within the time frame we have, we might need to increase the budget if that were the case. And I'm not sure the mayor would want to do that, so let's keep the arena off the table for the poll.
Yes. Maybe if this festival sets up as a more ongoing and future event.
Yes, bigger things in the future. I like that. I like the way you think. So, you want to do a game that is competitive? And
it doesn't necessarily have to be competitive.
You suddenly hear on your codex.
All right.
As you pull out.
I mean, if she's speaking, I'm pulling it out. I'm pulling it out.
Are you pulling out your codex, or not? Just tell me.
I mean, I'm gonna let her. I was gonna let her finish her sentence.
Yeah, she is like, I'm not sure exactly. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what game would be able to. I mean, there's a plethora of different types of games.
Would having organizing a dance event be of interest?
dance. I mean, did you get any musicians yet?
We have a couple locals already set up for more casual around the town, but not. I have a couple out of town musicians that I've contacted their. What's the word? It's not. You can't contact their agents. I've already contacted their agents to see if they're interested.
I see. Interesting. Okay, well, if you are, I am fine with the dance event. Dancing is definitely a certain type of way to express yourself. We need a good band, maybe a few bands sprinkled around the city, as we also put together maybe like a parade of some kind. Should we do a parade?
I feel like with our limited time frame, a parade might not be doable this year.
Yes. See, this is why we hired you. Anyways, I will see about making a poll for the people, and they will come up with, well, what kinds of festivities we might require. If you can get professional dancers, and obviously the band or bands, maybe it's different types of musics would suffice. But yes, that would be quite helpful.
Thank you very much for your assistance as well.
And I will think about other games in the meantime, too. If I can come up with any that might make sense. Anything else you need from me?
I hand her the sandwich and the coffee, and I leave.
Oh, it's like, oh, well, why, thank you. She looks at it, and let me see how. She looks at it, she's like,
let's see how it goes.
She looks at it, you can roll, you have analyze, right? I think you have analyze.
Sai does not want the knowledge of if you know what, Sai can't taste any things anymore. Sai does not want to know
if she likes it or not. Well, you could see by her face right now if you want to check.
I guess I will
roll me and analyze. If you don't have it, then just roll straight intellect.
That is a 19.
19. You look at her face. She does have a slight cringe, a little bit.
But it's food, and she doesn't have to get up for it.
It's food,
that's
yeah,
all right.
yeah. And she's like, "Thank you. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that for me." And you go and leave.
Yeah, I make my goodbye and I go and leave.
Okay, you go and leave. The door closes, and what are you gonna do now?
All right, so intern forces are out. Let's go see about renting space for bands.
Okay. You also did get that message in the middle of that conversation.
Oh yeah, the message. Yeah. Let's look at the message.
Okay. As you go in and look at the message, I would like you to roll me a discipline will check.
That is a 20.
As you look at the message, your codex, for a second, appears like the TL codex that you had. And as that happens, you kind of just look at it and you feel the need to drop it. Do you drop it or no?
Yeah, let's drop it. Let's drop it.
Okay, you drop it. As soon as you drop it, it's almost like you begin to develop some anxiety. Your chest aches. Your drive core kind of begins to radiate a bit more energy, and you feel like your own mental your own mental fortitude is beginning to like hyperventilate, and you're unable to kind of hold in whatever this is, but you're still here. You're still here in Trintrek. Your codex is now on the ground, though. And you look down at it, and you see a message from Frezzo, responding to your message to him about quantum chess. What do you do?
I pick up the codex again.
Okay, you go and pick it up. You go and read it. He says, "You know quantum chess? Didn't think anyone here would know about that."
I send back to him, I can't say I'm any good at playing it. But I have a general understanding of the rules.
And as you send that back, he responds with, "Where'd you learn the rules?"
Let's see.
You probably would have learned it from your time studying.
Yeah,
about
let's go with study.
About the different cultures across the pillars and stuff.
Yeah, I'll just send back. As a diplomat, I've studied a wide range of cultures and traditions, and quantum chess has definitely come up.
He responds back, "I see. Maybe we can sit down and chat about it."
Yes.
You send yes.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do now?
Well, quantum chess probably doesn't have enough local players to even try to set up a tourney.
Yep.
So that's crossing that one out. Let's see. Oh yeah. Renting spaces for
renting spaces, yes. So you begin to head out into the city. As you walk around the city, there are less people out and about right now. I'd like you to roll me a perception check.
Oh boy. That is a 13.
A 13. As you're looking around, you notice a figure. It looks like a large male who's around where the fountain is, in the middle of the plaza, and the male is just kind of looking at the fountain, just standing there, staring at it. And as you walk by, going towards where you're going to go find the the places where you can get, like, put bands up and stuff, you hear him humming a little tune quietly. Sounds like and he's just humming. And you continue to move forward. And you walk over towards where you believe you could find a place where there could be, bands set up. And as you're looking around, you see a bunch of, like, people that are, like, kind of converging into, like, certain streets, going back and forth. What do you do?
Does it look like the people converging are, like, together as a group going to one place, or is it just, general busy work?
General busy work, mostly.
Alright, I go in to the office and talk about saving the space for festivities on the date that we're thinking of doing the festival.
Okay, you go inside one of the offices, and you see it's actually a big enough space where there could be. I mean, if you cleared it out and you made it into, like, some kind of, like, rec room style thing, you could actually probably put someone up onto like a platform, like a full band, or you could put, like, a comedian up there and, like, have, like, a little comedy area. And but you do see inside this space, it looks more like it looks like a large open area, and there's not really many people coming inside. There is a desk with a yen sitting there. He is male, and he's kind of behind a computer, and you see him typing something, and he has glasses on, and he looks up towards you. He's like, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I was wondering about renting the space for, and I list off the days.
Renting the space. For what reason?
The city is managing and hosting a festival, and we'd like to invite guest musicians and other performances of the like.
Oh, this is for the city.
Yes.
I see. We can definitely arrange a full buyout if you like.
Yes, please.
For the marks that you specified.
Yes.
Okay, and you see he's beginning to work on some stuff. In the background, it's like, so this these festivities, is this the thing that the flyers have been all put around the city?
Let's go, interns, let's go. Yes, it is.
Oh, well, thank you for including us in this festival. I suppose. Is there a name for this festival that we are having?
That is still being workshopped.
I see. All right. For those marks that you have set up, the total for renting out this space is going to be around 4,500 volts.
All right. Thank you very much for the consultation. We have a couple other venues to go up with. You'll likely have me respond back within the next 7 marks.
Go ahead and roll me a influence check. Too bad you don't have bartering.
That is no. I have decent charm. That is a 18.
18. Let's see how he. Okay, yeah. He's like, if you purchase now, you can get a good deal. I can cut you a good deal.
Maybe. We haven't settled on which artisans will be going where and when.
Yeah, so
but if you want a draft of the contract to look over here and look over the legalese, and perhaps yes.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying this location is actually right by the plaza. So like, if you have like a bunch of festivities going outside, and then people want to come inside here, maybe you can put some things together. I know a bartender. I know the bartender over by the inn over there, the Third Inn, and maybe we can bring a bar inside here for drinks and beverages and all that.
Can I roll an insight on him?
Go ahead. Roll.
Analyze? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's only a 13.
Looking at him, he's definitely trying to sell you. Yeah, he's trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hear him. I'll hear him out. I'll hear out the discount.
Yeah. He says that he can provide all of the services. You don't need to worry about anything. Make sure that like the place is nice and made, and he'll lower the price to 4,000 volts.
I need a calculator. I had 15,000, right?
Yes, you had 15,000.
And then minus 30 minus 15,000. 30 minus, it was like 5,000 for the other. And is that definitely for just this one location?
This is for the one location. And he's like, and he says everything will be taken care of. You have my word.
All right, let's go for it. 4,000.
4,000. Yes.
All right. Main musician venue settled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do the whole. He's like, would you like to pay half first and half later?
Half first, half later.
Perfect. All right, 2,000 up front, please. And he pulls out a volts transfer device, VTD.
Mm-hmm. And I transfer over the volts.
All right. And after,
and
actually, as you're going to transfer over the volts, I'd like you to roll me a discipline check.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. That is a 16.
As you go to pay with the volts chip, you begin to recall a memory of the first time you, as Nis, transferred volts. You were standing there, and someone came up to you and said to you, hello, little miss. Do you want some candy?" And this was a time where you were younger. You were thinking about your brother. And how maybe he might want candy. And he pulled out a volts transfer device. And he pulled out what looks like a huge bag of assorted candies.
Is he a shopkeeper?
He approached you.
Is it a random man?
He approached you on the streets of the harbor during a time where your father was going to meet with the Plasmatic Knights about certain business details. It is a random man, yes.
This does not have analyze.
No.
What am I rolling for?
It'd be a straight intellect.
This isn't int. That's a 7.
Yeah, no, this looks like candy. That is good. And, you know, it's like all assorted different colors. And he just the guy looks at you. You barely remember his face. It's like you were more focused on the candy and the strange device that he was holding next to you.
What kind of candy?
You see a lot of lollipops. There are little like chocolate balls that are like sprinkled inside of it. You also see like certain ones that are branded with you don't know many of the brands because you're not from the harbor. So it's you're not too sure, but you do see lollipops that look all colorful.
This is gonna buy the candy, but for me, I want to know is as an adult looking back into a memory, does it seem like he's selling other bags of candy, or is this just like a really easy mark because they're kind of alone? This is buying the candy.
Nis buys the candy. As Sai, looking back at this, it makes you question who you purchase from, who you do business with. And this guy, when you bought the candy, he didn't seem like it was candy, all right? Like it was just candy, but you know, it just made you think about how people try to influence other people to do things, to get things from them.
Mm-hmm.
As you do this, though, you transfer the volts, and you walk out as Sai after finishing that transaction. And you look over towards the central plaza where you see the fountain, and you notice that same guy who was just standing there humming. There is another guy standing next to him that is also humming.
Clarify, please. This is not Candy Guy.
No, this is not.
This is just the same guy from earlier.
Yes.
Who was at the fountain humming.
Yes.
He's also humming now.
Yeah.
All right.
And there's another guy now there. You can't hear them humming. You don't know if they're talking or not. They don't look like they're talking to each other, but they're just looking at the fountain. There are people walking around them though. Now, like there are some people within the plaza. There are other people who are sitting at the fountain. There's some kids. Some like the mother of some kids, the kids that you saw before. They are there. So like it's not. Doesn't seem like anyone's like really paying attention to them, but yeah.
Cypher canonically did not analyze that until later, so it's gonna be like, oh yes, humming, and continue on.
I had to sprinkle that in somewhere,
Yeah. It didn't just happen in one day.
No.
Building up.
But you begin to head out. Where are you going now? You've noticed that you're getting a few memories of your time as
I left that note for the graffiti artist.
Yes.
Has anything come up from that, or is no response?
So you're gonna go back down that alley?
I mean, I left a note to message me. I guess I'll go back down and check if like the note's still there.
Okay. So you go and head out over towards that area where you see a bunch of other people kind of walking down it. You look over and you see that the note is not there anymore, and the graffiti is no longer there as well.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, I still have the random kid's stylus.
Yes.
I put a note back up.
Okay. You go to put a note back up. You're just doing this, you're just gonna like make a note and then put it up?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you put a note back up, and it's there. And what are you gonna do now?
Today's been weird. I've had a couple weird glitches. I need an defrag.
Going to go back to the inn?
Gonna go back to the inn. Yeah. I mean, I'm waiting for several fingers and messages to get back to me. So,
all right. So
waiting for a few artists to get back to me about if they're available. And yada yada.
As you begin to head back towards the inn, I'd like you to roll me a perception check.
That is a 14.
As you're walking, you see a hooded individual who's rather short, walking by, and then kind of like nudges you a little bit. And you notice as they go to try to nudge you, it's almost like they're trying to pickpocket you. But they don't get anything, but it's like they were trying to.
Do they look vaguely like the height that the kid was?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go full acting and pretend to try to entice them to like try again. So I'm gonna make a couple loops, kind of keeping. I mean, I don't have a human face, so like the indicators of me actually keeping an eye on something are different. So I'm gonna go full deception and.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a
try to entice the kid to
deception.
Go.
Yeah, go ahead, deception.
That is a 15.
15.
Oh, yeah, 15.
Okay. So you do a little bit of a loop around, kind of walking around, looking at things, all that stuff. You walk back through. You kind of have your eye on the kid. He kind of walks by other people, and you see him kind of nudging them a little bit too. And then, one person looks over, is like, "Hey, watch where you're stepping, okay?" And you hear, "Sorry," and then continues to walk. And he walks over by you, and he kind of like steps kind of near another person, and then kind of bumps into you again. This time picking at something. You definitely notice it. And
let's go for an agility hand grab and just kind of agility hand grab.
Okay, so I would like you to roll me a brawl with agility.
10.
Okay, 10. He's able to slip away, and then you see him begin to run, and he just begins to sprint away. What do you do? Are you gonna chase after him? He did grab something off of you.
Can I take a moment to see what he grabbed? Is the stylus gone?
The stylus is not gone. You see.
Okay, yeah, run.
You begin to run after him. Go ahead and just roll me an acrobatics check as you're kind of sprinting through kind of a dense crowd of people. It's not super dense, but it is. There's a little kid running through, and you're a sin frame who's just kind of running after a little kid.
Yeah, I got longer legs. That's a 16.
Yes, you're able to easily catch up, and once you catch up, you see he goes down an alley, and you catch up to him right before you see him go up to a wall and then try to lift something up from like the bottom of the wall, and you see him look back. It's like, "Here,
it's okay.
Here,
it's okay."
And you see him pull out the Volt's chip and then throws it towards you.
I recognize you. I'm going to go into my pocket here, and I think you forgot this last time we ran into each other. And I pull out the stylus. I'm gonna set it down. I'll take a few steps. If you need a few moments to breathe, that's all right. And I do take a few steps back.
Go ahead and roll me an influence check.
That is a 19.
He begins to walk up, goes to grab the stylus, and then looks up at you. And then he turns away, and he goes over towards the wall, and then you see him lift up what looks like a little opening in the wall. And he looks down inside of it, and then he looks up at you. And then you see him slide down into like a dark little slide space. And then the door shuts down, closed.
Cool. All right, that's cool.
Do you wanna?
Positive
Do you
interaction.
Do you wanna follow him or no?
No, I'm not gonna chase. I already chased him once.
All right.
We had a positive interaction, and I want to leave it as a positive interaction.
All right. You so now you're heading back to the inn.
Yes.
Okay. As you go to head back to the inn, you reach your room, and you feel exhausted from everything. You go and lie down. You don't even really need to lie down, but you kind of do lie down. And then, as you go to sleep, you begin to hear a similar... It's almost like a sound from before, from a memory before. The sound of an arc rift. And you feel your conscious mind begin to fade into a space where you remember hearing a strange ambience. You remember walking through a long hallway, both as Sifra and Nis. You were in two separate hallways, but they looked identical until you reached a door where the coordinates on your codex, where they were leading, the same coordinates on both. And then the door opened up. And on the other side of this circular chamber, where you see what looks like a desk in the center, multiple seats around the desk. You see TL standing there, and on the other side you see Sifra. You see Nis. You see each other. And that's where we will end this session.
Ending what?
As you can tell, I really like my my cliffhangers. I like cliffhangers. But yeah, I'm excited for next session, and for sure next session. Just prepare for it. Prepare for it.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening to the fourth entry of this little backstory prologue to the prologue of the main campaign kind of thing. I'm not sure when this will come out, but it will come out when when it needs to come out. Basically, it's gonna come out like when things pick up. Maybe we'll see. Or maybe I should sprinkle in the entries into the podcast when they're like important to note down. Like this entry comes out when something happens
in the podcast that relates
like in the live stream. Like maybe you go back to where the kid kind of goes goes down into that little thing, and I just released this entry for that so that people could see what's going on in your mind.
Heck yeah.
I don't know.
Heck yeah. That'll be good.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you all for listening. And if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power. And credits. I thank you for listening to a Duality of a Sin. Be sure to listen to the New Age campaign or even listen back on A New Squad to wrap your head around this mini origin story for Psy. Also, if you want to be reborn yourself, you can subscribe as a Chosen to access Chosen creation and exclusive Codex entries. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.